My girlfriend wanted an open relationship, so I watched her drift away, found comfort in her best friend, and chose my own happiness. Hey Reddit, I never thought I'd post about relationships, but I need to vent and maybe get some perspective. I'm 28, male. I believed my relationship with Sophie, 27, was solid until recently. After 3 years together, 2 of those living under the same roof, everything seemed perfect. I was even secretly checking out engagement rings during lunch breaks. We met through mutual friends at a board game night. She laughed at my bad jokes, I admired her competitiveness during Monopoly, and we clicked right away. After a year of dating, moving in together felt natural. We were already spending all our time at each other's places. Our routines were simple but meaningful. Sunday pancakes, evening walks in the park, watching her favorite reality shows while I scrolled on my phone. She worked in marketing. I managed building projects. Our families got along. Our friends liked us. My mom adored her. Her dad invited me to football games. We were that couple people looked up to. Then, out of nowhere, everything changed. It happened one Tuesday over dinner. Sophie was talking about work while I ate my sandwich when she suddenly asked, "What would you think about trying an open relationship?" I froze. I thought I'd misheard her, but she kept going. She'd been reading about it online, said more couples were trying it, and thought it could help us grow. I asked the obvious, is there someone specific you want to date? Because that's what usually prompts this conversation. She quickly denied it, claimed it wasn't about another person, just about us exploring while still being young. She didn't want to look back in 10 years wondering what we'd missed. I sat there in shock. This was the same woman who once got jealous if a waitress smiled at me too long. Now she was suggesting we casually date other people. I asked if she'd been unhappy, but she swore she wasn't. She held my hand and said she loved me, that she loved us. This wasn't about dissatisfaction. It was about making things better. She was glowing, enthusiastic, speaking about boundaries and communication. I was stuck between confusion and panic. My appetite vanished. Still, I agreed. Not because I wanted to, but because saying no felt like closing a door she was determined to keep open. She'd already decided. Her face lit up. She started brainstorming about dating apps and how we'd tell each other about upcoming dates. Clearly, she had been planning this for a while. That night, we watched TV like normal, but my mind raced. I kept wanting to tell her I wasn't okay with this, but the fear of her leaving kept me quiet. Soon, Sophie asked me to help pick photos for her dating profiles. I even took new pictures of her, essentially helping my girlfriend look attractive to other men. I made my own profile, but half-heartedly. I wasn't interested. She, however, was thriving. Matches rolled in immediately. Within a week, she had 3 dates lined up. She showed me their profiles like we were discussing celebrities. A personal trainer, a lawyer, a food truck owner. The first night she dressed up for a date, I barely recognized her. She wore a new black dress, did her makeup for an hour, twirled in front of me, and asked how she looked. She came home late, laughing and texting someone for an hour before bed. The next morning, she hummed happily while making coffee. Her calendar filled quickly. Coffee Monday, dinner Wednesday, drinks Friday. She always came home glowing, like she'd had the best time. Meanwhile, our connection faded. No more cuddles, no more Sunday pancakes. When I finally asked if she thought she was going on too many dates, she brushed me off. That's the point of an open relationship. You should try it too. But I didn't want dates. I wanted her, the version who ordered pizza and watched bad movies with me. After weeks of watching her leave for strangers, I broke. I wandered to a picnic spot we used to visit, sat there for hours, and realized this wasn't sustainable. She kept texting me about her dates like it was nothing, and each word cut deeper. I thought she'd eventually realize how destructive this was, but she didn't. She was proud of it. That's when it hit me. This was unfixable. Enter Emma, Sophie's best friend since college. A kindergarten teacher, always kind, always present. She'd been in our lives for years, even helping us move apartments and bringing soup when one of us was sick. She started visiting more often, usually when Sophie was out on dates. One night, after I explained what was happening, she shook her head. That's not an open relationship. That's Sophie doing whatever she wants without caring how it affects you. Hearing it out loud made me feel less crazy. Over time, Emma and I spent more evenings together. Movies, takeout, just talking. Then one night, she confessed. She admitted she'd had feelings for me for years, even before Sophie and I got together. She only dated her ex, Mark, to try to move past it, but it never worked. I was stunned. Emma, kind, thoughtful, genuine, had always noticed me, cared for me, valued me. Unlike Sophie, who now barely acknowledged I existed. That night, we crossed a line. We kissed. We slept together. It should have felt wrong, but instead, it felt like relief. For the first time in weeks, I could breathe. Emma asked if I regretted it. I didn't, not at all. I realized maybe I deserved someone who actually wanted me. When Sophie eventually suggested closing the relationship again, I laughed. After weeks of dates and hookups, she suddenly wanted to go back to just us. She claimed it would help us reconnect. But I wasn't interested anymore. I told her I'd been seeing someone. When she pushed, I admitted it was Emma. She exploded, shouted that Emma was her best friend, accused me of betrayal. But I reminded her she'd been dating countless men for weeks, while expecting me to stay loyal at home. Why was it acceptable for her, but not for me? Her hypocrisy became obvious. The truth is, Emma valued me. Sophie didn't. And once I knew what real care felt like, there was no going back. Sophie eventually packed up and left. Some of her friends called Emma a backstabber. Others blamed me. But I don't care. For the first time in months, I felt free. Now, Emma and I are taking things slow, but real. She notices the little things. She makes my place feel like home. She picks me first, not as a backup plan. Looking back, Sophie's open relationship idea was the worst choice she ever made, but it led me to the right person. Because sometimes the worst decisions bring you exactly where you're meant to be.